Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something that I wanted to do for a while now, and it's happening. This is the lazy girl's guide to save the environment. Now let me start with a disclaimer. I am by no means perfect. I'm not vegan. I don't lead a zero waste life. I use plastic, unfortunately. I'm not here to preach or to tell you that how you lead your life is wrong. After a little bit of research and finding realistic ways I can incorporate being a little more conscious about the environment into my lifestyle, I wanted to share it with you. I was scrolling through Instagram doing my own thing, and all of a sudden I stumbled upon this one quote from Robert Swan, and it says, "The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it." And you know what? I'm taking full responsibility. And what I've learned being on social media is that now, more than ever, our voices and our actions do make a change. If you are new to the channel, thank you so much for joining the family. Don't forget to subscribe and press the bell. And if you've been here with me for a while, you're like the best. I love you. Just heads up, if you see me doing something, don't go and be like, "Oh, you're such a hypocrite, you did this video, now you..." Don't do that. I don't like it. I have enough noise from my voice in my head. Thank you. So first things first is talking about beauty. We are using body scrubs, face wash, toothpaste on a daily basis. Something that is present that been found to be so bad for environment are microbeads. Microbeads are like small, tiny plastic particles. They're so tiny. They get into the sewer system, into our drinking water, the ocean, the lakes. They don't degrade easily, and they are such a big hazard. I actually was really happy to find out that Canada banned microbeads. You can check a website that I'm gonna link in the description where you can type any of the products that you use and see if there are microbeads there. There are today better ways to get that exfoliation in a more sustainable way. I found that most of the microbeads come from like body scrubs and face scrubs. So I wanted to show you an option like super lazy, super easy, so basic, like un-Pinteresty way to create your own scrub at home. So all you need is granulated brown sugar, half a cup of coconut oil, an essential oil, and a mason jar. Mix it all together and ta-da, you got your scrub. You can put your name on it, your label on it, and here you go, just created your own product. You can obviously add any essential oil that you like. I personally love the smell of lavender, so I've added my lavender in it, and that's it. Something that's also super easy to do is taking a cotton pad that most of us have. I personally use 100% cotton. Make sure that you do as well. Everything that's natural or organic, I like have to smell it because I like expect it to smell bad, but we're good. Anyways, you take a cotton pad and you cut it in half, and there's actually a few recipes that I created in some of my YouTube videos where I show you easy kind of hacks for eye patches, like a DIY. One of them, you can just soak it in rose water. I made this lemon and cucumber concoction, which is super hydrating, and I keep those in the fridge. Another little recipe that I found is soaking the cotton pads in whole milk and some rose water and putting it on your eyes. This is amazing for hydrating and for reducing puffiness under the eye. Ta-da! Leave it on for about 15 to 20 minutes and take a selfie and let me know how it went. And then the next thing I think is super easy to introduce into your life, and something that we all have in our homes, is coconut oil. I personally think that taking off makeup with any type of oil is the best way to do it ever. Just make sure that you do cleanse your face after it to make sure that all the oil is off. Coconut oil is super multi-purpose. You can use it as your eyebrow gel, like hair mask, makeup remover, moisturizer, if this works for you. So many uses in one product. And can you imagine how much plastic you're not buying? The next category I want to talk about, and something that I've been researching really heavily, is hygiene, especially feminine hygiene. We're buying pads, we're buying tampons. There's so much plastic involved that I don't even, like, you can't recycle it. It's a reoccurring thing that you constantly have to purchase. It's really freaking expensive. So something I've been looking into was the Diva Cup. Diva! This is a menstrual cup. You wear up to 12 hours at a time. I know it sounded really weird for me as well. It's $7, which is insane, and it's reusable. It's 100% silicone, so there's no latex, dyes, rubber, plastic, or BPA. We had this whole discussion at the office with the girls about the Diva Cup, and none of them actually tried it, so I posted a story on my Instagram, and I got an overwhelming response from so many of you guys saying that you've been using the Diva Cup for years and you absolutely love it. My biggest concern was the whole like leaks and spills, especially if you're at the office, you go to work, you go to school. I got so many reassuring messages saying that it literally like can hold up for 12 hours even if you have a pretty heavy flow. So that's really, really cool. If you guys have used this or are interested in using it, let me know. I want to hear more. The next thing that I wanted to mention is changing your toothbrush. So instead of the classic toothbrushes that we grew up on, go for a wooden one. This can be recycled and you're just, again, not buying any more plastic and throwing it into the environment. How easy is that? I went to the store the other day and I was standing in front of these like gazillion options for toothpaste. So many of them are in a box, which literally has zero use. Like the minute you get home, you take the product out of the box and you throw the box away. And I think that once all of us are gonna start being a little more conscious, buying things that are not packaged, the big companies will get the memo and maybe start investing that money that goes into completely useless packaging that pollutes the environment into something more good, like planting trees or something. Look at me, I'm so granola. And that takes me to the next subject, which is food. I am not a vegetarian, I am not vegan, I do eat animal products. I try to buy sustainable meat and I'm trying to buy local as much as I can, making sure it comes from good places, with animals that are treated well, that are fed well. I am by no means judgmental towards anybody. If you are a vegetarian or a vegan or anything like that, like good for you. I think that even if you're not, there are ways to be a little more mindful about what's going on. Something that I think is super easy to think about is maybe having one day a week that is kind of meatless day. Something that we're doing in this house is meatless Mondays. On Mondays, we try to eat a plant-based diet and just feeling a little bit better that we don't like consume so much. I think that eating meat is totally okay, but you don't have to eat meat 6 times a day every single day. We consume so much more meat than we ever did. That's why there's so much GMO stuff going on. So just being more conscious of that, and when you do buy meat and eat meat, start a relationship with the local farm and know where your meat is coming from and how it's treated. If you guys want me to share some of our meatless Monday recipes on Instagram, let me know. The next thing is grocery shopping. Something that I've learned recently is that there's actually like zero waste grocery shops where they avoid any packaging. There's no plastic bags, which is pretty cool. So you guys can kind of go and look it up if there's one in your area. Something that I do that I think is so simple is just bringing your own bags. When I moved to using reusable bags, I kept forgetting them when I go to grocery stores. So now I have like 10 of them. I'll keep it in the car. I'll keep it everywhere. So whenever I leave, I don't have to like remember bringing it with me. Those meal delivery companies that you cook your own meal, but they have like recipes and they bring you all the produce. That's amazing because you literally just get the ingredients that you need, so there's no food waste, but there is quite a bit of packaging there. I actually emailed the company that I use to give them feedback and say, you know what, that doesn't need to come packaged and this doesn't need to come packaged. Like, I would appreciate the service much more if there's not so much waste. These companies depend on us as consumers to keep them going. Even sending like a quick email being like, hey, love your product, but can you please consider? And I think if all of us do it enough, it will make a difference. Instead of buying food in small little packages, you can go to a place like Bulk Barn and just buy it in bulk. That way you don't keep consuming and buying all these small little packs everywhere. The next thing that I was actually surprised to find out is that coffee pucks are a big environmental hazard. So there are companies that actually have ones that are recyclable. Nespresso actually offers green bags where you can discard the pucks and it goes into a recycling facility and they separate get the coffee from aluminum pucks and then they recycle it properly. This is a great example of a company that understands how to cater to their customers, and I'm sure that they created this method because people were giving feedback. The next thing we can keep in mind is not buying bottled water and having mugs with you, or these little fellas with you, and you can have your coffee in it. Just have your own personal mug with you. I make sure that I have one at the office. I constantly refill it, one in the car and one at home. We really try not to get any plastic bottles anymore. I did a subscription to try out the Flow water. They come in like a paper container, and also the cap is recyclable, so that's a great option as well. The next thing is straws. Having plastic straws is so not cool anymore. When I decided to stop using plastic straws, I went for the paper ones, but honestly they suck. They get all like wilted and like mushy and gross. I don't like it. So what I did is I went on Amazon and I got myself metal straws. This is all you need, and you don't keep buying unnecessary plastic. And the next thing is, instead of using aluminum foil or Ziplocs, you can use wax paper. This basically acts like aluminum foil and as a Ziploc, so you can wrap anything inside of it. It's made out of 100% soybean wax. Especially with kids, you want to use different kinds of things to carry their snacks. So there's this thing that's super awesome, which is this plastic free reusable storage bag, and you can just fill it up with whatever you want, snacks, nuts, fruits, whatever it is. This is a great option, and you just wash it. I would literally just wash my Ziploc, so I still actually do it because we still have some that we keep reusing over and over again. So you don't even have to like discard everything that you have at home. Just like try to reuse as much as you can. The last category I want to talk about is fashion. This is not me telling you stop buying fast fashion, it's so bad, because I understand that fast fashion is very accessible to a lot of people if it's price point or just like availability in their country. So I'm not saying to stop. I'm saying that first of all, you want to be smarter. Even when I shop at Zara and H&M and the prices are not so high, I'm not buying such trendy pieces that I know that I'll wear once. That's number one. Number two, even when I buy at fast fashion places, I always make sure that the quality is there. Like I still have blazers, I have dresses, I have quite a bit of things that I bought from Topshop or any places like that, and I've had them for 7-8 years. I always make sure that I touch the fabric, I see how it stretches. All of these things I keep in mind when I shop. Another thing that's obviously so amazing and I always super recommend you guys to do is thrifting. Thrifting is the best thing ever. It's so fun to do. I actually got like 2 of my most favorite boots from thrift stores for like $20, and they're leather, they're amazing quality, and people always ask me where they're from. That's always so good. It's like such a boost to the ego. Also, don't forget to donate your clothes whenever you're done using them or you're not interested in them anymore. There's so many amazing organizations out there that are accepting that. Another thing you can do, instead of using a drying machine to dry your clothes, you can actually dry them on a rack. It's actually better for the clothes and it's cheaper and you're not using an unnecessary energy. This is it, you guys. These are all my lazy girl hacks and tricks of how to become more conscious with the environment, with what we can do for our planet, because it needs us. Small change makes a difference. So just to sum it all up, here's a few points that I want you to remember. Reuse when possible. Do not waste food, water, energy. Try to fix instead of throwing away. Invest in better quality. And the last thing is spread the knowledge. Let me know if you have any lazy girl, and I'm saying like basic tips that you can give to myself and other viewers that can help us being more conscious, more environmental, and just better citizens of the world. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.